The time has come to use your natural talents, your God-given talents for financial freedom. The time is now, today, starting today. Hello loves, welcome back to Real Talk with Jen. I'm Jen. Never been to my channel before, welcome. Returning, you're still trying to feel it out, welcome. And to my OGs, what up? So y'all, the other day I was reading an article about Pinky Cole, and if you don't know who that is, she's an American restaurateur, entrepreneur, just overall fabulous black woman. And she owns the restaurant Slutty Vegan, if you've ever heard of it. So obviously they sell vegan food. I have not had the pleasure of having any of the food yet, but I cannot wait to try it. And they have restaurants all over the country. I was reading an article on her. I think I have, like, you know, magazines with her on the front of it. I've seen stuff about her online, but I didn't really know too much about her. I just know, like, I liked her vibe and I was just rooting for her just as a black woman out here killing it. But one thing that stuck out to me about her specifically was it said that she was making burgers in her apartment in 2018. And I'm assuming selling them or giving them away or a little bit of both probably. And I was like, what? 2018? For all my millennials watching, y'all know 2018 was like the other day. Like 2018, my daughter was born in 2019. Like, so when I was like, it wasn't computing. And I'm like, oh my goodness. The span of maybe 4 to 5 years, because she's been out in the world like doing really well for a while now, at least a few years. So in the span of about 4 to 5 years, this woman went from making food in her apartment to being known nationwide, having restaurants nationwide, having articles written about her that a random girl sitting in her office is making a video about. This woman was just a regular person that took her God-given talent, her natural talent, and made it work for her. Y'all, we gotta do better. Everybody has their own version of Pinky Cole in them. All of us have something that we are good at. All of us has something that is like, oh yeah, I don't know where I learned this at, but I could pull a meal together in a second. It don't matter what you got in the fridge. That's not something everyone can do. Most people just go buy food. But somehow you can look at a bare fridge and pull a meal out of it. That's God-given talent. If you can fix things, somehow you always can fix things that are broken. No one really has to show you, kind of can figure it out. And even if you need a little help, all you need is to kind of see, and then you can figure out the rest. That's a talent. Not everybody can do that. I think sometimes because we're so used to ourselves, really, and just it's like, oh, don't mind Jennifer, she always does blah, blah, blah. Sometimes that blah, blah, blah is the talent. We sometimes don't see it because we see it too much. So it takes stepping apart from yourself to see your God-given talents sometimes. Knowing how to do hair without anyone ever teaching you how to do hair. You ain't never been to nobody's school. You ain't never been to nobody's anything. But look, everybody comes to you to get their hair braided. Everybody comes to you to get their hair twisted, locked up, whatever that looks like, they come to you. Because for some reason you just know how to do it. You don't really know the why behind it. If there's anything about you that you don't know the why about it, how am I this smart? How am I this capable? How am I being responsible? Can be a God-given talent. Truly, people are hired as assistants, hired as bookkeepers and such, solely because they might be mediocre at that part, but they're really good at being dependable and responsible, and because of that, people go back to them because they're kind of okay at that part. But one thing I know is I can trust them because they're extremely responsible and they're extremely dependable. That is not a trait everybody has. You're really good at writing. You could come up with stories on the fly. That's a talent. That's something that you can make bigger. It's like these very little things. I think sometimes when we think about talent, it has to be this like grandiose, I know how to sing like Beyonce. Nobody can sing like Beyonce. Nobody can sing like Beyonce, hold up. Nonetheless, there are things where it's like, man, how were you able to do that? How were you able to take 5 pieces of fabric and make a dress out of it? How are you able to clean this house to the point that it shines? It literally sparkles. That, all those things, y'all, and I can go on and on and on, because it's not always the sexy things. It's not always the thing that people covet, but being really good at math is your God-given talent. Nobody taught you. Your mom and dad barely understood your homework. They don't know what the hell you're talking about half the time. But somehow, when it comes to numbers, you can just figure all these things out. That is a talent. And we need to start recognizing and monetizing our God-given talents. And I'm not saying that every little thing, every little interaction in this very transactional world that we live in has to be some type of give or take, you know, give me some money and I'll give you this, give me some money, that hustle, I'm getting the bag culture, because that is dead too. Like, I'm not about that either, because I don't think that it aligns with, like, I don't think it aligns with godliness all the time. Like, that getting the bag culture is not always with good intent, depending on how you're doing it. I'm not saying getting a bag is a bad thing. It just depends on how you go about it. So I'm not saying use your talents just for that. I'm saying there's a way to use the talent of knowing how to cook, of being really good at teaching. You're a really good tutor, and you never even really thought about it. You always teach everyone around you, but you've never thought to charge people for it. An example to me would be if you're really good at music, instruments, whatever. You play at your church, or you play at your school, or you play at your friend's wedding. No charge. It fills your heart. It's nothing else that you're asking for there. But that's for people that you know, love, trust, and just in general, people that you want to be good to. Maybe you don't even know them. Maybe it's a nonprofit that you're really behind and you just want to help, and because that is important. But also, you can go on TaskRabbit, or you can put your services on Upwork and let people know, hey, I am also for hire. So I can use this thing that makes me feel good. I don't know where it came from, but I'm great at it. I use it to elevate my church. I use it to elevate my kids' school. I use it to give back in different ways. And then for everyone else, you can put a price tag on it. And so now you're making impact in your community and in your world and your orbit, but you're also putting yourself out there where you can get money from the thing that you're good at. Maybe you're really good with numbers. Maybe you are a great accounting, bookkeeper type of person. So you charge people for that, whether it's already what you do for a living, but then on the side, you charge others for that same service. But then to pour into yourself and to pour into that God-given talent, you're a treasurer at your church or at a nonprofit organization that you believe in. Or you help your elderly neighbor with their money because they don't have anyone else. There are ways to use what we have given to us naturally to be blessings to other people without incorporating money into it. But there is a line where that talent turns into talent for service. And we need to start recognizing where that line begins and where that line ends. The thing for me is being organized in marketing. And when my friends and family come to me for advice or they need to know how to do this or that, of course I always help them. I will never charge them till the end of time. But if I'm doing any type of consultancy work, or if a business is asking me questions that my friends and family would ask, there's a price tag on that question, because at that point we've crossed the line to using my talent for service, which you need to pay for that. We need to use our talent for impact, and we need to use our talent to elevate our lives as well. We can do both. The other day, I remember feeling a bit gaslighted by someone that was just basically trying to convince me that the work that I'm doing only be done in the sphere that I was doing it in. So it's like, if you leave this bubble, you won't be able to make the impact that you're making going elsewhere. And I was like, okay, if you say so, because it's not true. It's too many people, it's too many things, and it's too many opportunities to put your footprint on this world in a good way. For someone or anything to be just the only option for you to make a difference. There are so many opportunities to make a difference with just being who you are, just doing what you already do. You already can do hair. You already can sing. You already can cook. You already are an amazing problem solver. So wherever you go, that blessing and that talent will go with you and naturally spread. So I remember feeling some type of way after that like interaction, because I really felt like I was being gaslighted, and it was just like, sometimes I know when to walk away. That time I just walked away. I didn't push further because I am a pusher, but I was just like, you know what? Yeah, maybe this is something I could talk about later in my YouTube vlog. God did not give you talents. God did not give you gifts to keep them to yourself. We don't go buy gifts for people and then just keep them. We give them away. So it's time to use what you already have for impact and income. So today I'm charging you with making a list of all the things that you are good at, that you know, like undoubtedly, I'm good at this. I'm a really great problem solver. I'm a really good mediator. I'm really, really patient with people, where I find that people get so upset. I don't get upset. I'm really patient and calm. What are those things that don't seem like it could be deemed a talent, but actually it is? And how can you use it to help people and to help yourself? Nothing wrong with doing both. And we need to focus on not just the one where you're just, you know, money, 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 but then also we don't want to spend ourselves and give all of ourselves to others, and then you don't have anything for yourself. You asking people for money because you ain't got no money, instead of charging people for some of the things that you can be doing. What are some ways that you can make that talent into income, whether it's full-time income, whether it's freelance income? And then also, what are some ways that you can use that talent to help people? Make a list. How can I use that talent for good, for impact? How can I use that talent for money, to monetize it? And also just in general, we need to figure out what our talents are. Stop selling yourself short. You have so much to offer. You have God-given talents that you don't even think about. There are things that you can do that people stand and watch puzzle and just be like, all right, go ahead and do what you're doing, and when you're done, let me know. That thing, whatever that is, that's your talent. That thing where everyone's like, I have no idea where this came from, but we're glad that you have it because it helps us. That. Let me know in the comments some of the things that you came up with after you did your brainstorm, after you sat for a second and really thought and prayed about it. So curious. I can't wait to hear it. I hope you have a blessed week. I hope you have an insightful week. You take some time to really think about all the good that you are, all that's in you, all that you're already powerful as you are. So let's tap into that. Don't sell yourself short. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.